5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
And we're live from the Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. WBE presents NBA Basketball on that 562 Radio Network. I'm Noah Daigle, solo dolo on the call tonight for Game 5 of this best of 7 series between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. What has been probably the best series in all of the playoffs thus far. Phenomenal back and forth games. Last game ended with one of the most bizarre and unbelievable finishes you will ever have. A tip dunk by Aaron Gordon with 0.000001 seconds left on the clock, if that even. And the Nuggets were able to come away with a victory in Los Angeles. We're back in Denver tonight. The game has started despite the fact, as I'm hoping that my mic's working, I sure hope it is. I'm going to go ahead and listen to the stream just for a second to make sure it's working. Okay, it is working. That's good. So you probably just heard me in the thing. Right now, though, basketball has started in Denver. Basketball has not yet ended in New York. That's 104-103 with 6 seconds left. So usually, how this goes when there's doubleheaders on a certain broadcaster, they'll wait to start the second game until the first game is over. But the Knicks-Pistons game was going so long that they're just like, you know what, we're going to put this game on True TV, and we're going to get this Clippers-Nuggets game underway. And it's underway. It's 4-0 Denver, 1 minute into the game. Aaron Gordon made 2 free throws. And he also made a step-back jumper. So Aaron Gordon's got both points for the Nuggets right now. The Clippers have the ball, and Big Zoo just put in a jump hook. So now we're finally going to get started. I'm going to get into... It's hectic right now because there's so much going on with the Knicks Pistons game. But we're ready to go, and we're live here on that 562 Radio Network for this game between the Clippers and the Nuggets. Not a win or go home game, but man, if the Clippers can win this game, are they going to be feeling good going back to LA? That's for sure. Jokic just missed a mid-range jumper. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the board. Had a steam the other way and a slam dunk. Dang, Kawhi, when he gets into that second gear, is just really explosive. For a guy with bum knees, which essentially is what he has, he really knows how to show off in transition. Jamal Murray comes back the other way and slams it home with one hand as well. So back-to-back jams. Now the Clippers will come back the other way. Norm Powell, step-back jumper on the right wing, no good. Rebound, Michael Porter Jr., who's playing through a serious shoulder sprain. Both him and Russell Westbrook were very questionable coming into tonight. And MPJ lines up a 3 and drains it. Now the shoulder sprain is on his left shoulder, which I guess is better, given the fact that he's a right-handed shooter, although I'm sure the pain is still ridiculous for MPJ. Here's Harden driving to the hoop. They call a foul. Is it on the ground or is it on the shot? We'll have to wait and see once I get off this replay here of Jamal Murray scoring. But MPJ dealing with that injury, and then Russ was dealing with an injury of his own. They were both cleared before the game. So they're both out there. MPJ is seriously taped on that left shoulder. But he knocked down his first shot of the night. James Harden's at the line now for 2 shots after getting fouled around the right elbow. He missed the first free throw. It's 9-4 Denver early on here, 2:20 down in this first quarter. Harden did not have a great game in Game 4, although he did turn it on in the fourth quarter, had 7 fourth quarter points, only had 8 in the game previous to that. The previous 3 quarters, I should say, in that game. Here's Jamal Murray, top of the key. Gets it to Jokic. Jokic hands it right back off to Murray. Murray getting doubled. Cross-court pass to Brown. Christian Brown pump fakes and drives. Wanted to dunk it on Zoo, and he blocked it straight out of his hand. Big Zoo, who got Defensive Player of the Year votes this year, or at least is in the finalists for Defensive Player of the Year, showing his defensive prowess there on that stuff. MPJ gets tripped in the corner, and he's fouled. So 9:20 left here in the first. Kawhi and Zubac are the scorers for the Clippers thus far, while Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and Jamal Murray have all scored for Denver. Jokic not on the board yet. Averaging a triple-double this series, because of course he is. He's Nikola Jokic. Here's Jamal Murray backing down Chris Dunn. Jump hook in the lane, no good. Rebound, James Harden. The Beard brings it up the floor. Formerly of Artesia High. Drives to the hoop. Left-handed layup. Got it. Through the contact and all. No foul, but he got the bucket to go. 3 minutes down here in the first. 9-6 Denver. They're wearing their 5-2-8-0 uniforms. All white, essentially, with a little bit of rainbow inside the numbers. While the Clippers, as Jamal Murray shoots a 3 and drains it. 6-point lead for the Nuggets now. While the Clippers are wearing their classic away uniforms, mostly dark blue with white lettering. And the Clippers logo, the Clippers script font in red. Norm Powell just missed a floater around the right elbow, and the rebound came down to Michael Porter Jr. Here's Jamal Murray on the other side. Gets a screen from Jokic, passes it over to Christian Brown. Brown in the middle of the lane decides to bring it back out. Now Jokic is at the top of the key. Jokic fakes a handoff to Porter Jr., now gets it to Murray. Murray downloaded Jokic. A floater? No good from Jokic from about 3 feet. Who to go off of? They say it's off of Nikola. He wants them to review it immediately. Would it be wise to use a review this early in the game? That's neither here nor there. David Adelman, of course, the new head coach of the Nuggets. He will not use his challenge here, which I deem as wise. Nicholas Batum will check into the game now for Chris Dunn, and Batum has been just a great surprise for the Clippers in this opening series. Knocking down some big threes in big spots here, as the Clipper defense just falls asleep and lets Aaron Gordon cut to the rack off the inbound and get a score and a foul. So Aaron Gordon, who's also been great in this series, of course highlighted by that buzzer beater putback jam in Game 4, now has 6 points early on, and he can make it 7 at the line. Averaging 17 points in this series. Here's the free throw from Gordon. It rattles home, and the Nuggets have an early 9-point lead. Norm Powell brings the ball up the floor for the Clippers. 4 minutes down here in this first quarter. Gets it off to Kawhi. Kawhi now roaming around outside, going one-on-one with Murray. Decides to shoot a step-back 3, misses it. Rebound Jokic. Jokic always bringing the ball up the floor. Man in the offense. Here comes Nikola. He's one-on-one with Big Zoo. Gets it down low to Gordon. Gordon turns baseline and lost it. Out of bounds, Clippers ball. Gordon had a step on Norm Powell there, was just a little too antsy, and it flew straight off his dribble hand. Here we go with Norm Powell on the left wing. Gets it down low to Zoo. Zoo gets it to a cutting Leonard. Throws up with the left hand. Can't get the rattle. Rebound in the hands of Murray. Here's the Nuggets 5-on-4. Murray with pace. Hesitation move. Drive to the rack. Gets Batum up in the air. Layup is good. 17-6 now early on. Timeout on the floor. Timeout Los Angeles. 7:13 left here in the first. Nuggets out to an early lead in Game 5 of this best-of-7 series. Knotted up at 2 apiece. 17-6. Denver up by 11. Here on that 562 Radio Network. Okay, Detroit won. Detroit beat the Knicks. Sorry for that being kind of befuddled there, guys. That wasn't very. I'll get into the flow. I was rushing low key to get this started because I was waiting to start it until the Knicks Pistons game ended, because that's usually what they do. They usually let that first game end and then go to the second game. But then I saw on the Knicks thing, they're like, "Oh, the freaking Clippers game is starting on True TV right now." I'm like, "Oh, damn, I gotta hurry up." So yeah, the Pistons won. So really, it should be freaking 3-2 Pistons. I mean, really, right? It should be 3-2 Pistons right now. Instead, it's 3-2 Knicks. Dude, this Pistons team is so much fun to watch. I don't care how bruiser, brawler they are. This year, the Knicks Pistons series has been the best in the East, and the Clippers Nuggets has been the best in the West. Now, Indiana, I'm just seeing this right now. Indiana came back. I knew they came back in the fourth to force overtime, but Indiana won in overtime, but 119-118. So Indiana's through. Halliburton won it. I'm going to see the highlight of it right now. But so Indiana's through in the East. They win 4-1, and the Bucks were, I mean, it wasn't looking good for the Bucks anyway, even with Dame coming back in record-setting time, basically, from the blood clot issue he was dealing with. But the fact that he tore his Achilles, I mean, it was over. I feel like it was over right then and there, probably, no matter what. And Gary Trent Jr. fumbled it, so that's what happened there. So he fumbled it and then gave the Pacers the chance to win it in overtime. But Indiana's scary. I believe Indiana plays Cleveland now. Oh my gosh, so Halliburton basically hit a buzzer beater. Halliburton drove to the lane, and he freaking made a shot with 1.3 seconds left. So that's kind of fire. And the Bucks didn't have a timeout. Damn, Gary Trent almost made a full court shot to end it. So it's going to be Indiana. I think that's what it is, right? I think it's Indiana Cleveland in the second round. I think it's Indiana Cleveland now. And then Boston Orlando is going on right now. And Boston's winning that game only by 4, though, with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. So that's what's going on in the league here today. This is the last game. Yeah. So it's going to be Cleveland, Indiana. And then Boston's up 3-1. So Boston can win the series against Orlando tonight. But the Knicks Pistons series continues on. And so if Boston wins tonight, they'll have some added rest to whoever wins between New York and Detroit. Even though Orlando has made this a very difficult series for Boston. I mean, I think far more difficult than we could have anticipated. All right, back here at Ball Arena, 17-6. Denver leads early here. 7 minutes left here in the first. James Harden comes straight out the timeout, drives down the left side, and gets an easy layup with his strong hand. So he cuts the Denver lead to 9. James Harden now with his second field goal of the game, excuse me. Here's Christian Brown, gets it down low to Jokic. Jokic and Zubac, the Serbian and the Bosnian. Gets it out to Brown, right back to Nikola. Jokic a 3. Short. Rebound Leonard. Kawhi outlet pass to Harden. Harden working up the left side. Now drives to the hoop again. Harden creates space. Is it a foul? Yes, it's a late whistle. They call it on MPJ. It was the FAR official who called it. While it looked like the baseline official was just going to give it an out of bounds on MPJ. Instead, it's a foul, and Harden finds himself at the line again. James Harden, in his 15th, 16th year in the league at this point, 09 draft. Of course, picked by the Oklahoma City Thunder out of Arizona State University. The pride of Artesia High. I remember when we were kids growing up in Long Beach, James Harden was a myth, basically, at Artesia High, just down the road. Now has been in the league forever, has won an MVP. Harden knocks down both free throws. And he cuts the Denver lead to 7. 6:30 left here in the first. Aaron Gordon will bring up the ball for Denver. Gets it into Jokic. Jokic around the left elbow. Gets it to Murray. 3-ball on the right wing. Got it again. Murray's 2 for 2 from downtown. And the lead's back up to 10. Jamal's got 10 of Denver's 20 points. Here's Zoo. Nice little jump hook from Ivica Zubac, about 5 feet away from the basket. 20-12 Denver leads halfway through this first quarter. Here's Aaron Gordon. Gets it to Jokic, hands it right back off to Gordon. Gordon driving to the hoop, throws it up wickedly. He got fouled. Nearly got the circus shot to go. Instead, he'll just go to the line for 2. Aaron Gordon's up to 7 points. He can make it 9 here with 2 free throws at the line. Rather than ASU, Aaron Gordon, of course, went to the University of Arizona. One of the greatest dunk contest contestants. I combined contenders and contestants. One of the greatest dunk contest contestants of all time. Aaron Gordon knocked down that first free throw. Still to this day, and ironically enough, it is Derrick Jones Jr. on the Clippers. Still to this day, I believe that the matchups between Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon in the dunk contest were unbelievable, and either one could have won. But the dunk contest between Derrick Jones Jr. and Aaron Gordon, he was robbed. The fact that Aaron Gordon does not have a dunk contest trophy in his trophy case at home is rather remarkable. The second free throw from Gordon is short, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Batum comes up with the board. Here we are with Kawhi Leonard bringing it up the floor. Crosses the timeline. 5-2-8-0 is the half-court logo for the Nuggets tonight. Norm Powell pops a 3 and cans it. Rattled home, and Norm Powell is now on the board. Would have most certainly won Most Improved Player of the Year this year, but was 5 games away as Christian Brown, beautiful back cut, Nikola Jokic, so savvy in finding his teammates cutting to the rack, gets an easy stuff, and it's an 8-point lead for Denver. Norm Powell, as I was saying, 5 games. Played 60 games. Was 5 games away from qualifying for postseason awards. Almost certainly would have won the Most Improved Players. Big Zoo misses a left-handed hook at the rim. Now Nikola Jokic in transition. Spins on Zubac. Throws up a right-handed jump hook and good. 10-point lead for Denver. Nikola is now finally on the board. 4:55 left here in the first. It's 25-15 Denver here in Game 5 of this best-of-7 series. James Harden driving. Didn't like what he had. Decides to kick it back out to Kawhi. Kawhi now drives. Gets Aaron Gordon up in the air. Throws it up and the foul. Great patience from Kawhi Leonard there. The claw felt Aaron Gordon on his back. Decided to throw up a pump fake when he could have just gone straight for a layup. Got the contact and the layup. So he'll try and convert this 3-point play and cut the Denver lead to 7. Russell Westbrook has just checked into the game for Michael Porter Jr., both guys who were on the injury report heading into this one. Kawhi has just been exceptional in this series. I mean, it has been vintage Kawhi. Really, the whole second half of the season, I mean, it's just been unbelievable. Only played 37 games this year. I couldn't believe that it was only 37 games. He's just been great as he misses that free throw. But has not disappointed at all in this series. Here's Christian Brown driving. Gets blocked by Norm Powell at the hoop. It's out of bounds on Norm, and it'll remain Denver ball. Baseline out of bounds. Couple good defensive plays from the Clippers here down low early on. Nuggets driving to the hoop. Big Zoo got a block there earlier, and now Norm Powell joins his center with a block. Jamal Murray will inbound on the baseline. A couple more subs. Ben Simmons and Derrick Jones Jr. just checked into the game as well. Nikola Jokic fakes the handoff, decides to drive. Ben Simmons stole it, throws it, but he was out of bounds before he could save it to one of his teammates. Kawhi checked out, as well as Big Zoo. So Ben Simmons and Derrick Jones Jr. are on the floor for the Clippers, along with Nicholas Batum, Norman Powell, and James Harden. Out there for the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon, Russell Westbrook, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, and Christian Brown. Here's Jokic on the left elbow, facing up on Simmons. Now decides to rip through. They don't call a foul. Simmons stripped it. Outlet pass to Norm Powell, a little too hard. And Norm decides to reset now after it bobbled off of his knees. Here he goes, gets the screen from Simmons. Now drives to the hoop. Tries to get Nikola up in the air. He's not biting. Kicks it back out to Harden. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Harden. Step back three. Patented. Beard. No good. Rebound, Aaron Gordon. Here's Gordon bringing it up the floor. Wanted to get it to Jokic, but great defense by Batum. Now gets it to Murray. Jokic was trying to seal on Batum, and Batum just wrapped around him. It's a foul on Nicholas. And Denver's in the bonus, so Jokic will head to the line. Nikola Jokic. Will he win MVP? I think that's this is going to be one of the tightest races as Nikola misses that first free throw. This is going to be one of the tightest MVP races we've seen in a while. As Peyton Watson checks into the game for Aaron Gordon. Pauley High School product. Local guy. Went to UCLA as well. Jokic goes 1 for 2 at the line. And it's now a 9-point lead for Denver. It seemed like there was a real swing at the end of the season in favor of Jokic in that MVP battle, just because people were realizing, like, this guy, the numbers this guy is putting up is unbelievable. Derrick Jones Jr. drives, misses it, but gets his own tip. They're going to call it off. They're going to say offensive basket interference on Derrick Jones Jr. He's saying that there's no way he was over the cylinder, and Ty Lue wants to challenge the call. We're going to see the replay here. Derrick Jones missed the layup, and it was not over the cylinder at all. That should be a bucket for Derrick Jones Jr. on the putback. And I think Ty Lue's going to have to, in all honesty, waste a challenge here, which is an absolute bummer. But I think he's going to have to waste a challenge here to try and get this call overturned. There's a timeout on the floor. Ty Lue does challenge the call. 26-17, Denver leads. 3:41 left here in the first. In Game 5 of this best-of-7 series between the 4-seed Denver Nuggets and the 5-seed Los Angeles Clippers here on that 562 radio network. Yeah, I think there was like such a what would you call it? Like a rise for, it's not like Jokic was ever out of the conversation, but it felt like the whole season was just going to be Shea. But I feel like at the end of the year there was like some weird, it was like a trend to be like, nah, bro, like Jokic should win MVP. He may win MVP, bro. I think Shea will probably still win it because voters are weird, and I think they have like OKC was just so freaking good this year. Boston is now way ahead of Orlando. They're up by 19 closing out the third quarter. So it was, I think it was 62-58 with like 5 minutes left. And so Orlando, it was 62-58 with like 5 minutes left in the third. And now it's 81-62 and the third's not even technically over yet. So that's what you call a run. In the biz, they call that a run. Jeez, bro. What on earth? What on earth? Boston's just like, hey, we're going to stop playing around. We gave you guys a game. You're welcome. Now we're finna take y'all out. Okay, back here at Ball Arena. The challenge was successful for Ty Lue and the Clippers. So the bucket for Derrick Jones Jr. will count. They will retain their timeout and the challenge. However, as we've talked about in many of these games, even though they won the challenge, they only have one challenge remaining. So instead of remaining with those two, they only have one. I really think that's something, I understand why Adam Silver and the NBA don't want to keep just giving coaches challenges. Like, just keep it at 2 the whole game if you keep winning. I understand that because it essentially is saying, hey, we're willing to slow down the game. And they don't want that at all, of course. But it is kind of crazy that you can win. You can go undefeated in your challenges and have none at a crucial point, you know, with 2:20 left in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty wild. I don't see that changing anytime soon, though. I think the challenge system has worked out pretty well for the league and in general, except when you have those times where it's, if there's anything the league needs to do, it's put a time limit on it. Not on the guys calling the challenge, but on the officials at the scores table looking at the thing. There should be like a 2-3 minute time limit max. And if you can't find an angle in that 2 or 3 minutes that reverses it, then it's dead. Sorry. That's really the only problem with the challenge system. 3:40 left here in the first. Denver is up by 7. James Harden manning Christian Brown, who comes up the right side. Now gets it to Jokic, quickly over to Murray, now to Russ. Good passing outside by the Nuggets. Jokic pulls up for 3, can't get the rattle. Rebound Norm Powell. Here comes Norm up the left side. We're in number 24. Moves to the middle. Floater in the lane, no good. Rebound Murray. The Canadian bringing it up the left side. Here's Jamal, who's played well in these playoffs, averaging 20 points in this series. Here's Jokic. No look pass to Russ in the corner. Pump fake. 3 ball. No good. Rebound, Peyton Watson. Can't get the tap. Nikola Jokic just stole it from Batum and put it right back up. Nicholas Batum is really frustrated with the official right now. Cannot believe that he didn't call a foul when Jokic slapped the ball out of his hands there, right underneath his own hoop. Here's Ben Simmons, top of the key. Headband and cornrows for Ben Simmons. That's a new look for the Australian. Here's Ben, looking to get it to somebody else. Decides to shoot a jump hook and airballs it. Poor Ben Simmons. Was wide open. Was looking to pass it to anybody else. And he threw a turnaround jump hook and airballed the sucker from 8 feet. They're saying it remains Clippers ball, though. We're going to see a replay here as Simmons shoots the jump hook. Did it go off of Russell Westbrook's hands? It did. It went off of Westbrook's hands, so it'll remain Clippers ball. .235 left here in the first. Bogdanovich is getting ready to check into the game, and he will during this break. The officials are at the scorer's table looking at something. I wonder if they're looking to see if it hit the rim or not. To be totally honest, in that moment, I didn't see what the shot clock was at. I don't think the shot clock was winding down. I believe they're looking to see as far as what they should have on the shot clock, if it should be a fresh 24 or if it should stay at whatever it was at. The officials are still at the table. Bogdanovich just checked in for Nicholas Batum, as everybody is just waiting with bated breath to see and just looking at Ben Simmons' airball over and over. The officials now talking with the guys at the scorer's table. I mean, a big pause in the action for this, and they finally reset the clock. They put it back down to 12. So they're saying Denver didn't have imminent possession when it went out of bounds. So yes, it'll remain Clippers ball, but they will not have a fresh 24. It'll be at 12 seconds. Now the officials are talking to each other. Peyton Watson trying to get in on the meeting. Still waiting. Finally, we're going to get back to action now here in Denver. Man, that was longer than the challenge, just trying to get the clock right. Here's Harden inbounding in on the baseline. Gets it into Powell. Powell one-on-one with Watson, and Watson fouls him. Foul on the ground. Clippers will take it out again, this time sideline. Right next to the courtside fans here in Denver. Powell will inbound it, gets it into Simmons. Now to Harden. Harden jab steps left, goes right. Gets it out to Derrick Jones Jr. 3-ball in the corner, no good. Rebound Jokic. Jokic pivoted a couple times, went ring around the rosy there because Harden was trying to chase him around. Gets it in the front court to Murray. Now here's Jamal. Jamal double teamed, gets it to Peyton Watson. Watson cross court to Brown. Brown jab step, gets it to Jokic. Jokic around the free throw line. Kicks it over to Westbrook. A 3-ball in the opposite corner, no good. Rebound Simmons. Russ has missed both of his threes. Here's Ben Simmons with a head of steam. One-handed pass to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich drives. He was stripped. Who's it off of? They're saying it's off of Bogdan. Both sides are now extremely upset with each other. Jokic was upset with the officials saying, hey, it's our ball, it's our ball. Now Bogdanovic is upset with the officials saying, how on earth did you change that call? Back to basketball, though. Jokic bringing it up the left side. He's now in the short corner, gets it out to Brown. 3 ball, no good. Rebound, Bogdanovic, they call a loose ball foul on Russ. Christian Brown, the former Kansas Jayhawk, has made huge strides this season with an increase in minutes. He averaged around 15, 16 points a game this year. And the Clippers are in the bonus now as well. So both teams for these final 149 will have free throws on every foul. Here's the first one from Bogey. Good. Cuts the Denver lead to 8. He can cut it to 7 here. Michael Porter Jr. just checked back into the game as well. Jamal Murray heads to the bench for these final 149. The second one from Bogdanovic is good as well. So he goes 2 for 2. It's now 28-21. Denver here in the final 148 of this first quarter. Here we go with Russ bringing the ball up the floor. Of course, was with the Clippers last season, so he has some inside knowledge, surely. Here's Russ driving to the hoop. Left-handed layup. Got it in the foul. Russ already chatting. He missed his first 2 threes. Now finally gets on the board and looks over to his former teammates and chats them. It's been an up and down season for Russ here in Denver. Some highlights and some lowlights, as has been the case for Russ these past couple years, it seems, wherever he's been. Whether with the Lakers, the Clippers, or now with the Nuggets, and Russ knocks down the free throw. A local kid as well. I mean, was born here in Long Beach. Went to UCLA. Was at the pop-out for Kendrick Lamar, him and DeMar DeRozan. Here's Harden driving, gets stripped. Peyton Watson comes up with the ball. It's a 5-on-3 for the Nuggets, excuse me. Here's MPJ down low, getting bumped a couple times. Has to shoot a difficult turnaround jumper and can't get it to go. Rebound Bogdanovic. Here's Simmons coming back the other way. Simmons lays it off to Powell. Transition 3, top of the key for Norm. Back iron, no good. Rebound Jokic. 1:05 left here in the first. It's a 10-point lead for Denver. Here's Russ. Laid off by Jokic. Russ now, left wing. Gets it to Nikola. Nikola has a bit of a mismatch here on Derrick Jones Jr. He's backing him down at the free throw line. Jokic turnaround. Right-handed shot. No good. Front iron. Rebound Powell. Powell bringing it up the left side. Now goes towards the center. Euro step in the lane. Backhanded layup is good. Great drive there from Norm Powell. Driving through a couple guys to get to the rack. Norm's now up to 5 first quarter points. Here's Russ bringing the ball up the left side. Gets a screen from Watson. Mid-range jumper from Russ. Bank shot is good. Russ loves those bank shot mid-range jumpers. He has for a long time now. And he brings Denver back in front by 10. Here's Harden driving. Was caught between the lob and the floater, and he ended up missing it. Simmons falls on the floor. Here we are with Nikola Jokic. Head of steam. Lobs it to Peyton Watson in a big jam for P. Watt. Shot clock off now. 15 seconds for the Clippers to close out this first quarter. Bogdanovic has it on the right side. Now gets it to Harden. Harden calls off the Simmons screen and wants to go ISO here. 6 seconds left. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. Now Harden, in and out dribble. 1 second. He's not even going to get a shot off. He's going to pass it to Bogdanovic with the red lights going off on the backboard. And Denver closes out the first quarter nicely. 35-23 as we head to the second. Denver up by 12. And Game 5 of this best-of-7 series between the Denver Nuggets and the LA Clippers. We're knotted up at 2-2. We head to the second here on that 562 Radio Network. There's a mosquito on my leg. I felt it. Frick. Frick, 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 frick. Need a towel. Get a towel blanket to cover my legs. So the Clippers, I hope the Clippers beat the Nuggets. Because if the Lakers aren't going to frickin' make it through. It would be a miracle if the Lakers freaking come back and beat Minnesota at this point. I mean, an absolute miracle. Then at least the freaking Clippers can freaking do something. I don't have no hate towards the Clippers at all. They're just scrubs. I mean, they're stepbrother. You know what I mean? But I have no hate towards the Clippers at all. I want them to do good. I hope they win. Like, go win the whole thing. Why not? You know what I mean? Rocky, the mountain lion, is on top of a ladder, probably 9,000 feet in the air, and he's trying to shoot with one hand from half court. This is dangerous as frick. If Rocky wipes out right now, the game will be called off. Just think about... Okay. Oh my gosh, Rocky almost made it. So just think about... There's a guy... I have no idea how high this ladder is. It's got to be 50 feet in the air. There's this guy who's lobbing Rocky the balls, and he almost made that one. Imagine if Rocky... Or if the guy, like, lobs it too hard, and Rocky, like, gets hit in the head or something and just falls backwards. Like, what the frick happens then? You know what I'm saying? And now he's coming off the ladder because he couldn't make it in the allotted time. And imagine being that high on an effing ladder with a freaking mascot costume on. Like, that is stress. That is stress, huh? That's hella stress. And he got down and he's fine. That's wild. Boston's up by 21 with 7:40 left in the fourth, so that game's freaking over. That game's over. I'm definitely not trying to jinx Boston by saying that game is over. The Celtics win with 7:35 left in the fourth quarter. The Celtics win the basketball game. I am not jinxing it. All right, back here for second quarter action here in Denver, Colorado. Good first quarter for the Nuggets. They're up 35-2 as the scoreboard comes up on the thing. Well, whatever it was, it's not that now because Big Zoo just scored a left-handed jump hook. It was 35-23. Now it's 35-25. It took the broadcast forever to get the score up. Now here comes Jamal Murray on the other side. Jamal picked up his dribble rather early. Gets it out to Watson now. Watson tried to hand it off to Westbrook. That got tangled up. Russ lucky to come up with it. Here he is on the left wing. Russ trying to drive downhill. Elbow jumper. Good from Westbrook. Couple nice middies for Russ. He's now up to 7 points. DeAndre Jordan getting minutes here in playoff action against his former team, of course, in his heyday with the Clippers. Made an all-NBA team with the Clippers. Bogdanovich drains a three off a pick. And it's now a 9-point game. 37-28, Denver leads. Here's Russ being manned by Bogdanovich. Gets it to Jamal on a curl. Murray, one-on-one with Derrick Jones Jr., decides to bring it back. Now gets the screen from Jordan. Lays it off to DeAndre. Straight back to Murray. Murray, elbow jumper. Good. 39-28, Denver leads. Jamal is up to 12 points. He's 5 of 7 from the floor. Great start for the Canadian. Here's Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich is running the point right now. Goes pick and roll with Zoo. Zoo finds a cutting Derrick Jones Jr. who slams it. Beautiful, beautiful offense from LA on that possession. 9-point game. 39-30, Denver leads. 10:20 left here in the second. Here we go with Jamal on the left side. One-on-one with Kawhi. Now gets it back out to Russ. Russ gets the screen from Jordan. Another mid-range jumper from Russell. No good. Off the glass. Rebound Kawhi. Here we go. 3-on-3 the other way. Kawhi decides to pop a transition three. No good. Rebound Watson. Here's Peyton. Peyton bringing it up the left side with a pep in his step. Gets it to Russ. Another three ball for Westbrook. He makes this one. Missed his first two from the corner. Made this one from the corner. It's now a 12-point game. Denver up. 10 points for Russ here in 7 minutes against his former team. Here's Bogdanovich working off a couple screens. Now gets it to Zoo. Zoo in the middle of the lane. Hook is good. Big Zoo. It's almost a push shot. It's almost a one-handed push shot from Zubats. Here's Jamal now. Picks up his dribble at the free throw line. Has to get it out to somebody. He does to Russ. Russ now top of the key. Gets a screen from MPJ and the switch on to Batum. Another 3-ball for Westbrook, and he made that one too. Russ is really feeling himself right now. He's got 13 points. And he looks out to the crowd, and his coach David Adelman saying, hey, give me some minutes. Here's Bogdanovic. Gets it to Zoo, right to Kawhi. Kawhi now drives to the hoop. He's got a clear lane to the basket, and he scores and the foul. They call continuation. It's a foul by DeAndre Jordan. Kawhi, with his huge hands, was able to just palm the ball from the free throw line to the hoop. And he'll go to the line to try and convert this three-point play. A lot of replays being shown on the broadcast right now. So I don't even know what's going on. 45-32. Oh, and they wiped it off. Bogdanovic now drives and scores. They wiped off the shot, so Kawhi won't get credit, but Bogdanovic will make up for it and score 2 on his own. Here's Aaron Gordon bringing it up the left side. Gets it to Murray. Murray now around the left elbow. Shoots it. Good. Leaner to the left side. Difficult shot for Murray. Made look easy. 47-34. Jamal's got 14. Russ and Jamal Murray have combined for 27 points. No look pass by Kawhi to Bogdanovic for 3. It's short. Batum gets the offensive board. Gets it straight to Leonard. Leonard on the left side, right outside the three-point line. Drives on Gordon. He'll dunk this time, and the shot won't be wiped off. One-handed stuff for Leonard. It's an 11-point game. 8:10 left here in the second quarter. Here's Gordon. Bring the ball up the floor. Being manned 94 feet by Nicholas Batum. He finally brings it up half court, and Batum gets called for a foul. He's telling the ref that Gordon was hooking him. The ref says otherwise. That's Batum's second now, though, as he had a foul earlier in the game as well. Duh. Of course he did. I was trying to think of who it was against, but I don't remember. Here's DeAndre Jordan. Trying to hand it off to somebody. Does to Murray. Murray now roaming around the outside to the right side. Elbow jumper for Jamal. Good again. And Jamal is really showing off here in the opening 16 minutes or so. Here's Kawhi driving. Hop step. Gets it to Zoo. Another push shot from Zubac. Rattles in. And that's a patented move from Avisa. Seems to never miss those shots from 6-7 feet in. Here's Russ. Russ again shooting. Scoring and a foul this time. Russ decides to rock the baby on Bogdanovic. And Westbrook is in vintage form here early on. He's yelling at the fans. Really trying to get him into this. He's got 15 points. He can make it 16 here. With still 7:21 left here in the first half. The free throw from Westbrook is good. 14-point lead for the Nuggets. Chris Dunn just checked back into the game. Here he is bringing the ball up the floor. Gets it to Bogdanovic. Transition 3 for Bogey. Easy. The Denver defense was just asleep on that possession, and David Adelman smartly calls a timeout. 52-41. 7:21 left here in the second quarter. Denver's up by 11. And game 5 of this best-of-7 first-round series between the Nuggets and the Clippers. We're not up at 2 here on that 562 radio network. Glad that the mic's working tonight, because freaking the other day when I was doing the Laker game, the freaking mic wasn't working the whole freaking first quarter, so that was great. Need some freaking crackers. You know what I'm saying? I'm so smart. Today, before the game, I made time. Can you believe it? I made time to make myself food before the game, so it's just chilling in the fridge waiting for me at halftime. How great is that? What an entertaining stream. You're just listening to me freaking eat freaking crackers right now. This timeout is so freaking long. Okay, it's finally back. Back here in Denver, 7:21 left here in the second quarter. The Nuggets are up by 11. It's 52-41 here in Game 5. Russell Westbrook, who's bringing the ball to the left side of the floor, has been phenomenal early on. 16 points for Russ. Here's Nikola. Lays it off to Russ. Russ threw a crazy shot with the left hand. Wanted the foul call. Couldn't get it. Bogdanovich coming with a head of steam the other way. Gets it to Chris Dunn. 3-ball for Dunn. Got it. Rattled home. Cuts the Denver lead to single digits. It's now 8. Christian Brown bringing the ball up the right side. Out there on the floor for the Nuggets. Jokic, Brown, Gordon. As Brown drives, hands it off to Westbrook, right to Jokic. Great passing down low. Jokic missed the layup. And MPJ's out there for the Nuggets as well. Here's the Clippers in transition. Kawhi tried to get it on a seal. MPJ long enough to tap it out of bounds. Out there for the Clippers, it's Leonard, Zoo, Dunn, Batum, and Bogdanovich. Nearly halfway through this second quarter. Here's Dunn inbounding it on the baseline. Gets it to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich, they call a foul on him. They say he elbowed Aaron Gordon or slapped him at least in the face on the rip through. Gordon, it was a late reaction from him. But Bogdanovich is not protesting at all. So it must be true. Here we go. Oh yeah, and Bogdanovich probably got some of those nails and right underneath the eye of Aaron Gordon. So it's an offensive foul on Bogdanovich, and it'll be Nuggets ball. Here they are with Westbrook on the right side. Gets it to Jokic. Jokic in the short corner. Turn around to MPJ. MPJ pump fake. Mid-range jumper from Porter Jr. is no good. Rebound Batum. Dunn brings the ball up the floor, hands it straight off to Nicholas. Now to Kawhi. Kawhi down low, immediately gets doubled by Gordon. Now to Batum. 3-ball, wide open, can't get it. Big Zoo tried to tap it back in, but it ends up in Jokic's hands. Here's Nikola bringing it up the floor. The 3-time MVP picks up his dribble and hands it to Brown in the corner. Brown, jab step, now on the right elbow. Mid-range jumper from Brown is good. 54-44, 5:40 left here in the second. Denver leads. Here's Kawhi dribbling with his left hand at the top of the key. One-on-one with Gordon. Kawhi drives. Gets doubled by Jokic. Outside to Dunn. 3-ball in the corner. Good. Chris Dunn, 2 for 2 from downtown. Jokic gets it to Brown. Brown, in and out dribble. Being guarded by Kawhi, one of the best perimeter defenders in the history of the league. Now to Russ. Russ in the corner. Gets stopped by Dunn. Gets it down low to MPJ, who sealed beautifully and ends up with an easy dunk. Bogdanovich is protesting, saying MPJ pushed straight off of him. That's why nobody was there. The refs didn't see it. 56-47, Denver up by 9. Bogdanovich brings it up the left side of the floor, gets it straight to Kawhi. Kawhi looking to get a screen from Zubac. It was a bluff screen. Zoo decides to just straight up roll, and he's right at the hoop. Hook shot is no good and can't get the bounce back. Batum nearly gets the offensive board, but pokes it out to Brown. Denver will slow it down now. They could have gone to the rack. Brown decided to wait for his teammates. Here's Russ with a head of steam. He's not waiting for anybody, and he gets stripped. Leonard comes up with the ball. It's a 4-on-2 for LA. Here's Leonard. Kicks it out to Dunn. A 3-ball in the same corner. He just canned it and makes another one. 3 threes for Chris Dunn early in this game, and the Denver lead is now down to 6. Chris Dunn, of course, not known for his scoring, a great perimeter defender, but has made some big shots here early on. Here's Russ looking to return the favor. Bricks the 3 in the corner. It was so bad that it caromed, out to Christian Brown on the other side of the floor. So Denver will get a second chance. Here's Aaron Gordon, pump faking. Gets it out to Jokic. He pump fakes. He has to throw it up with the shot clock expiring, and they call a foul. Wow, Chris Dunn really bailed him out there. With 3.7 seconds left on the shot clock, Jokic was 28 feet away from the basket and just totally got bailed out by Dunn. And the awareness of Nikola just to throw a shot up will get him 3 free throw shots. Here we are, the 3-time MVP at the line, knocks down the first one. David Adelman coaching his 8th game, 9th game ever here tonight as a head coach. Of course, was a lead assistant for a long time. The son of Rick Adelman, who I would be surprised if Rick Adelman's not in the Hall of Fame. Was a great regular season head coach. I don't think he ever got across the line and ended up with a championship. Nikola knocks down free throw number 2. He's now lining up for free throw number 3. And it's short, but it gets the bounce. Wow, nice bounce from Nikola. And he goes 3 for 3 at the line. 8 points for Jokic. He's already got 7 assists as well to go along with 4 boards. Here's Dunn. Gets it to Zoo. Hands it off to Kawhi. They're on the left side. He now moves center. Got fouled. It's by Jokic. Nikola's first foul of the game. 3:38 left here in the second quarter. Denver's up by 9. Up to this point, though, LA has won the second quarter. It's 27-24. LA in the second. Here's Zoo. Gets it to Harden at the top of the key, who just checked in. Fakes a handoff to Powell. Now finds it down low to Kawhi, who just pushed off of Jamal Murray, and it's an offensive foul. Now that is the exact same thing that just happened on the other side of the floor with Michael Porter Jr. to Bogdanovich, and Ty Lue is on the sideline clapping and laughing because he knows exactly what just happened. Kawhi just did the exact same thing that MPJ did to his teammate Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich didn't get the call on the other side, but Jamal Murray gets the call on this side. Here's Jamal. Jamal working off a curl, gets triple teamed. Now has to bring it back out. Murray top of the key, 1-on-1 with Harden. Now driving, turnaround. Has nowhere to go, gets it to Jokic. Jokic to MPJ. 2 seconds on the shot clock, throws it up, can't get it to go, rebound Leonard. Here's Kawhi, good screen by Zoo to allow Leonard to get in transition. Kawhi 1-on-1 with Murray. Tried to drive, great stop by Jamal. Now turns on him, gets to the hoop. Great layoff to Zoo, blocked from behind by MPJ, blocked again, they call a foul. It was a great clean first block for Michael Porter Jr. On the second one, though, he must have gotten Zoo's wrist. And Avisa will go to the line for 2. Timeout on the floor. It's by the Clippers. 2:54 left here in the second. 59-50, Denver leads here in Game 5. Series knotted up at 2 on that 562 radio network. This game's going to go down to the wire again. I just know it. I know it. And Boston's now up by 30. And they're going to win. So Boston's through. They'll go up against either... Nice little gentleman's sweep from the Celtics. They'll go up against either New York or Detroit. So that's the only Eastern Conference series still going. Now, as that game is officially over between Boston and Orlando. That's the only Eastern Conference series going right now is Detroit, New York. Because Pacers, Bucks was in 5. Cleveland, Miami was in 4. And Orlando, wow. Dude, I have a Work With That by DJ Quick stuck on my head all day. So freaking good. DJ Quick is literally one of the most underappreciated freaking artists in the history of hip-hop. It's not even funny. Just figures alone. $35, 8, and 10 for Jason Tatum. Frick. Oh, Zubac is a most improved player of the year candidate as well. I didn't even know that. It's Kate. Oh, maybe he didn't get Maybe he didn't get in the voting for defensive player of the year. Steph Castle won the rookie of the year as we're back here in Denver. 2:54 left here in the second. Ivica Zubac is at the line. For 2 free throws. The first one rattles out for Zoo, man. Tough break. And Zubac is a finalist for Most Improved Player of the Year. Oddly enough, I think Cade Cunningham's going to win it as Zoo knocks down the second free throw, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Although, I don't know if that's really in the spirit of the award. Cade Cunningham was already really good. really good last year. Did he take it up a notch this year? Yes, but he was already a 20-point-a-game scorer last year. Great pass by Jamal Murray downloaded to Christian Brown for an easy layup. And the Clipper defense just totally shut down right there. Leads now back up to 10 for Denver. Brown's got 6 points and 7 boards here in this first half for the 2-guard. Here's James Harden. Slot pass to Zoo. Back out to Kawhi. Now to Norm. Jab, step, and drive. Euro step floater. Good. Great passing by Los Angeles. 2 great possessions back-to-back for both teams. Here we go with Nikola. Now to Murray. Bringing it up the other way. Jamal Murray almost has a hockey-style loaf with his hair right now. I mean, it's like Matthew Tkachuk-like. Here's Jokic, 3-ball, got it. And Nikola knocks down his first 3. Has not been pretty from the field thus far for Nikola. He's 3 of 9 from the floor. He's got 7 assists to go along with 4 boards and 11 points. Here's Kawhi on the right side. Pushes off on Murray. Step back jumper. Midi, good. Nice little pullback from Kawhi. Got Murray leaning towards the hoop. And one of the best mid-range shooters in the league, Kawhi Leonard, no doubt about it. Shows it off there. Here's Jamal with 1:20 left here in the second. Gets it to Jokic on the right side. He's 1-on-1 with Powell. Jokic now backing him down at the free throw line. Kicks it back out to Murray. 3-ball for Jamal. Good again. Jamal's got 19 first half points. 1:09 left here in the second. He's 8 of 10 from the floor as well. It's been extremely efficient. He's perfect from downtown. Here's Kawhi on the right side. Under a minute left now here in the second. Gets the screen from Dunn, but it leads straight to a double team. He has to lay it off to Chris. Dunn now driving to the hoop. Floater in the lane. Gets the bounce. 67-57. 50 seconds left now in this first half. Jamal let the ball roll as long as he could, and he almost let it go out of bounds. Had to rush up and pick it. Here we go. Left side. Jamal waiting for a screen. Picked up his dribble early. Now it's to cross-court pass it to Jokic. Jokic now hands it straight back off to Jamal. He's got 6 seconds. 3-pointer for Murray. No good. That one was leaning right. It was a difficult shot for Murray. Rebound Norm Powell. Outlets it to Harden. Nearly stolen by Murray. Harden's going to have to get it over the timeline. He does. I don't know if he realized how much time he had there. Man, that was almost an 8-second violation. 5 seconds. 6 seconds. 5.5, let's call it. Separating shot clock and game clock. 5 seconds on the shot clock now. Harden finally making his move. Now drives to the hoop. Lobs it up to Zoo. Can't get it to go. No. Oh, man, that almost went back in. Gordon fouled him on the lob. And Big Zoo will go to the line for 2 with 7.5 seconds left here in the first half. And Zoo and Harden have just had such phenomenal chemistry this year. And I think it would be great if Zubac's won Most Improved Player of the Year this year. He took a huge leap this year. I mean, one of the best double-doubles in the league. A lot of, guys get double-doubles, but Zoo, it was 16 and near 13, 17 and 13. I mean, just a double-double, a really good double-double for Ivica Zubac this year. Now, if Dyson Daniels wins it, who's the other candidate, that'd be great as well. I mean, Dyson Daniels just blossomed this year in Atlanta. I'm sure New Orleans is wicking their wounds. I'm talking like I'm from Looney Tunes or something. Zoo knocked down the first free throw. The second one is good as well. So Denver will have to get it up the floor with 7.5 left and try and get a shot off to close out this second quarter. Here's Jamal bringing it up the left side. 4 seconds left. 3 seconds. Murray with Derrick Jones Jr. 1 second. Murray, 3-ball at the buzzer. Got it! 22 first half points for Jamal Murray, and they waved it off. Oh, man, I'd love to see the replay of that. In live time, it looked like he got it off. Here we go. He pump faked. He shot. He didn't get it off. Good call by the officials to see that in live time, too, because he got it, I mean, really close. Really close. Jamal is he's unconscious this first half, though. If he can carry that into the second, Denver will have a really good chance of winning. Despite a very inefficient first half for Nikola Jokic, 11 points on only 3 of 9 shooting, Denver finds themselves up by 8. It's 67-59. We head to the half here in Denver. Game 5 of this best-of-7 series. The only game going on right now in the National Basketball Association. Denver up by 8. Here on that 562 Radio Network. Dinner time, baby. I'll be back. It's so many people who are watching us right now. They're just waiting. Oh my gosh, my body. My body hurts. My body hurts. My body hurts. My body hurts. Yeah. It's off. All right, I'm back outside. The game should be back any minute now. Game should be back any minute now. Almost finished my whole dinner. I got really close. I got probably like 2.5 bites left. So that's pretty good. I did pretty freaking good at freaking getting it all efficiency. I did pretty good efficiency tonight. And Stan Van Gundy has lost an unbelievable amount of weight. I did not even burp right now. If you heard me burp, your freaking ears are broken. All right, second half action underway here in Denver, Colorado, in Game 5 of this best-of-7 series between the Nuggets and the LA Clippers. Denver won that first half, but the Clippers won that second quarter. It was a good end to the second quarter for Denver, however. Jamal Murray has been unconscious here tonight. Here's the first shot of the second half. It's Norm Powell for 3, and he missed it front iron. Rebound, the aforementioned Jamal Murray. It's 67-59. Denver's up by 8. Here's Jamal, straight back to Jokic. Jokic right back to Jamal. Jamal on the right wing, one-on-one with Zoo. Step back jumper right in front of the three-point line, good. So Jamal remains unconscious. 13-minute break or not, it doesn't matter. He's on one. 69-59, Denver up by 10. Here's Kawhi. Kawhi working around the right side, now drives. Mid-range jumper, no good, rebound Jokic. And Jokic, who didn't have a great shooting first half, was able to do good things in other categories, and he hits MPJ for a 3-ball on the right wing. And that's a quick timeout from Tyronn Lue, and I mean quick timeout. 10:53 left here in the third, barely a minute gone in this second half, and Ty Lue calls a timeout. 72-59, Denver up by 13 here on that 562 radio network. What's up? You think this is just, you just sit here as just an audience?
Yeah, you bothered?
I don't know, they could hear the chair going.
I just want to see you do your thing.
What the fuck? You want to see it?
Well, I hear you.
That's what it's supposed to, yeah. It's supposed to be here.
Are you going to get nervous?
No, it's just, you just like walked, I was trying to, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing right now?
Oh, why were you paying attention to me? Got a game to call.
Yeah, I was
Pay
doing that.
attention to your game.
Thankfully, I was doing that.
Yeah, I just wanted to come out and see, where the magic happens for a minute or two.
Okay. You can see my hands go from red to purple, too.
Are we still on the 562 radio network?
No, because it's commercial, but we're on the live stream.
No.
Yeah, we're on the live stream. 562 Radio Network's only when the game's going on.
Oh, okay. What is it right now then? Is it 714?
Just guy eating food.
Guy eating rice cakes?
Yeah.
Ugh. How was your day? Just time out?
Mm-hmm.
Just a timeout right now?
Yeah.
Where they at?
In Denver.
Where are you at in the game?
Let's start the second half.
What's the series?
2-2.
Ah,
This is the only...
so they're playing tighter than the Lakers.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what's Denver?
Denver's 4 seed.
Oh, they're that low this year?
Yeah, and Clippers are 5 seed, yeah. But remember how I told you the other day, it was just frickin' stacked. Like the Lakers...
Yeah. You were saying between like 3 or 4.
All 3 of Denver, the Clippers, the Lakers, and yeah, all 3 Denver, Clippers, and Lakers all had the same record, but the Lakers had all the tiebreakers. So that's how they got the 3.
Well, yeah.
But Denver fired their head coach with like 5 games left in the season. The same coach that got them to the championship a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's great management move right there.
And the guy and they fired the GM the same day. So was the owner. But the lead assistant who took the job,
A
Rick Adelman's kid.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Who's been a lead assistant for a long time.
Benny?
So no, David.
Benny Adelman?
No.
I knew him when I was growing up.
Well, his second, Benny's the youngest one. The middle child is Lamarcus.
Lamarcus
Yeah,
Adelman.
Lamarcus
huh?
Adelman. Yeah,
Wow. Those go together.
Lamarcus Adelman.
All right.
Back here on that 562 radio network, as drag racers are going on the highway, 72-59, Denver up by 13 with 10:40 left here in the third. They're making sure everyone can hear them. I can hear them in my backyard here in Long Beach, California. But we're not in Long Beach. We're actually in Denver, Colorado. Big Zoo, nice layup down low. Nikola Jokic slams the ball down in frustration. And we're a minute 30 down here in this third quarter. Denver's still up by 11. Jamal Murray has 21 points on 9 of 12 shooting. Big Zoo, only one board, which is so uncharacteristic at this point in the game. He's got 15 points, though. Here's Nikola. Fake handoff to Murray. Now swings it over to him. 3-ball for Jamal again. He can't miss right now. 75-61. Denver up by 14. This is one of their largest leads of the game. Here's Kawhi crossing the timeline. Gets it to Norm Powell on the left side. Now gets the screen from Zoo. He runs straight into a double team, though. Tries to split him. Gets it out to Chris Dunn in the corner. Dunn drives. He's at mid-range. Decides to get to Zoo. Nice spin move baseline by Zubac. Can't get the roll, though. Put a little too much mustard on it. Now Jokic bringing the ball back up the other way. It's a 5-on-3. Dunn and Zubac trailing Nikola. Now to Murray. Down low to Brown. Pump fake. Layup. Good. 16-point lead for Denver, and this is certainly their biggest lead of the game. They've come out in this second half hot. I don't know if Ty Lue can afford to call another timeout, even if Denver starts going absolutely crazy. Kawhi silences the crowd just for a moment with a layup at the rack. Split like 3 guys going to the rim. 10 points for Kawhi, 7 assists, 4 boards. He's 5 of 9 from the field. Here's MPJ on the right side. Guarded by Powell. Gets it to Jokic. Jokic, spin move, baseline. Now gets it to Gordon. Gordon decides not to shoot. Brings it back out to the three-point line. Now to Nikola. 3-ball in the corner for Jokic is short. Rebound Harden. Harden brings it up the left side. Now moving down the center. Gets picked by Brown. No foul call. Here comes Nikola. It's a 3-on-2. 4-on-2. Jamal Murray wide open for 3. Got another one. 27 for Jamal Murray. 8:30 left here in this third. He's had a good series, but he's really unconscious here tonight. Here's Harden bringing it up the left side. Now driving to the hoop, blocked by Brown. They call a foul. So Harden will get to the line again. It hasn't been a great start for either of Los Angeles' stars. Harden's only gotten 4 shots up in the game. He's got 6 points, while Kawhi has 10 and 7, but Zubac is the leading scorer with 15 for LA. Only 1 board, though, as we said. That's so... A guy who averages just 13 boards a game only has 1 board in the first half. Here's the first free throw from Harden. It's good.
I'm too preoccupied with the floor.
Oh, the 5-2-8-0. Yeah, it's fair.
No, the herringbone thing. It's like one side of the court.
Oh.
It's tripping me out.
Yeah. Second free throw from Harden is good. This is the special guest on that 562 radio network.
The OG.
The OG. OG is doing he's not
Dr. D.
Yeah, he's not really doing color commentary. He's just kind of like the guy on the sideline who just yells.
That's a good call.
Here's Jamal, left side. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Shoots a 3, leaning to his right. No good. That's probably the hardest shot Jamal's had to take all game. Nikola comes up with the offensive board, though. Gordon got the pass and got fouled going to the rack. So Aaron Gordon will go to the line for 2. He's got 8 points. It feels like all 8 of those points were in the first quarter. Didn't do anything in that second. He'll now try and get on the board here in the third. Exactly 4 minutes down here in this third quarter in Game 5 of this matchup between the Clippers and the Nuggets. Gordon, who had that insane putback jam at the buzzer in Game 4. OG, you would have been just flabbergasted by this with like 0.00001 seconds Aaron Gordon, as he knocks down both free throws, had a putback. Nikola Jokic missed a three, and Gordon came out of nowhere and jammed it in, and the ball went through the cylinder with, like, what I'm saying, 0.00000. Insane.
Beautiful.
Christian Brown gets called for a foul. Like one of the most bizarre buzzer beater things you'll ever see in your life.
So I'm guessing the 5280 is the altitude.
I think so.
Yeah.
I personally, though, I'm a professional broadcaster, but personally I think it's so dumb.
That makes sense. Although of course it makes no sense.
And the refs are conjugating about something. Okay, may have just been the clock. 7:53 left to go here in this third quarter. The refs now talking to the guys at the scores table. They reset it back to 24. It's a 17-point lead for Denver as they've come out in the second half hot. Here's Harden, top of the key. Gets the switch on to Murray. James, the screen from Zubac on the left side. Gets him on a roll, gets picked off. MPJ comes up with the ball. They slow it down. Nikola will bring it up the floor. Jokic gets it straight to Gordon. Gordon, who's been prolific from three this year, decides not to shoot it. Right back to Jokic. Now back to Gordon. He shoots this three this time. That one's well short. Offensive board, Christian Brown. Nice rattle out to Christian. Now Gordon decides to drive. He's blocked by Zoo at the rim. Here's Harden now. Harden bringing it up the floor. Lays it off to Dunn on the left side. Chris Dunn to Zubac. Zoo trying to back down. Nikola gets it to a cutting Kawhi. Reverse layup, no good. And they call the foul extremely late. I mean, Denver already had numbers going the other way, and the ref blew the whistle on the baseline. That's really what happened, though. That was really... Jokic was already bursting the other way, and the ref decided to blow the whistle. So Kawhi is at the line for two. San Diego State, Aztec, SoCal guy his whole life. Maybe the biggest hands in the history of the league. Knocks down the first one.
Really?
Yeah, really. Peyton Manning in the crowd, former Bronco.
And his forehead.
Big forehead, too. He's got a good fro, though, OG. Whenever he lets the cornrows out, his fro is pretty legendary. You'd appreciate it. He could have played in the ABA in 75.
Wow. Outstanding.
Ironically enough, him and Dr. J are always talked about as having, like, the biggest hands in the history of the league.
Kawhi?
Not even a joke, yeah.
No kidding.
I wasn't even joking when I said that, like, actually.
Wow.
Peyton Manning chopping on some popcorn.
Oh, yeah,
Talk about big forehead. Lob to Gordon. Jamal Murray on the left side saw a streaking Aaron Gordon down the right and lobbed it up, and Denver's just clicking on all cylinders. 6:50 left here in the third. Norm Powell now on the left side. Drives to the hoop, left-handed layup, good in the foul. So the crowd, who was buzzing off that lob, now hushes, and Norm will go to the line to try and convert the three-point play. Would have almost certainly won Most Improved Player of the Year, but didn't reach that limit. Or that limit, I guess you could call it, of 65 games. His teammate, Zubac, may end up winning it. Norm, of course, won that title with Kawhi in Toronto. And they now find themselves teammates here in LA. He knocked down the free throw to convert the three-point play. Norm's got 10 on 4 of 9 shooting. Here's Aaron Gordon bringing the ball up the floor. Gets it to Brown, now to Murray. Murray on the 2 of the 5-2-8-0. Now to Jokic, and they call Harden for a push-off.
And he can't believe it.
And he can't believe it. Harden is so unbelievably confused.
Right now.
Here's Brown. Brown top of the key, gets it to Jokic. Jokic backing down Harden, let's see if he decides to push him again. He doesn't, and he gets a steal this time. Zoo comes up with it. Now to Harden, picked right off by Murray. He saves it from going out of bounds. Here's Jokic, right back to Murray. Corner 3, no good. Rebound, Gordon, another offensive chance for Denver. Kawhi came out of nowhere and stripped MPJ. Kawhi was cherry picking on the other end. Now outlet to Chris Dunn. Reverse layup, good.
Beautiful.
Nice backhand piece from Chris Dunn. Halfway through this third quarter. It's a 12-point game. Chris Dunn, who averages maybe 5-6 points a game, has 13 here in Game 5. Here's Murray. Gets it to Jokic. Jokic trying to take advantage of the mismatch with the undersized Dunn. Backing him down at the free throw line. Jokic spins left. Stripped by Dunn. Great defense, but it ends up in Gordon's hands. That ball was tapped around 3-4 times. Ended up in Gordon's paws, and he dunked it at the rim. 86-72. Denver up here in Colorado. Kawhi driving, gets wrapped up by Jamal Murray. I don't even know if that you deem that a basketball play. Jamal just decided to become Kawhi's backpack. And we'll see if they call it on the shot. I think Kawhi should be heading to the line for 2. And he is at the line. So with 5:31 left here in the third, LA finds himself in the bonus. That's really the only positive for the Clippers right now. Down 14. They'll have free throws for every foul the rest of this quarter. The claw at the line. First one rattles out.
The Claw?
The claw.
That's one of his nicknames?
That's what they call him because of the aforementioned big hands.
Yes. Love it.
But it's the claw with a K.
And that is all you need to know.
Yeah, it's a claw with a K, though, because his name's Kawhi.
Oh,
Timeout on the floor, 86-72. We'll be back with Kawhi's second free throw in a second. 5:31 left here in the third. Denver up by 14 here on that 562 Radio Network.
oh yeah. I love it. The K. The K with the claw.
K-claw. Caw-claw. Kawhi claw. Kawhi claw. They should do a...
I'm going to have to look up his hands now.
They should do a... Kawhi and White Claw should do a brand deal. Just call it Kawhi Claw. It's easy.
Yeah, but just figure out how to do it. Like, because Kawhi is close enough to white.
Well, it's
Kawhi and
Kawhi
White.
is Kawhi.
Yeah, right.
So it's just you put Kawhi's name and then the TE of White, and then it's Kawhi Claw.
White claw. Yeah.
But he's black, so it doesn't work.
I don't know about that.
If he decided to go Michael Jackson
If
on
he
him,
drinks White Claw.
I guess so. I don't think Kawhi drinks White Claw. He went to San Diego State though, so he probably was drinking White Claw back then.
Kawhi. Leonard's. There we go. Whoa!
Yeah.
Well, this is the picture I saw.
That's with another man too, 100%. It's not like with a kid.
Holy shit. It's a woman, Holly McKenzie.
Oh. Or probably like an interview or something.
Largest NBA hand sizes in history.
I'm sure like Wilt's got to be up there, right?
The 37 largest hands in NBA history.
What a random number.
I get Rondo here.
Oh yeah, Rondo.
Jordan, Wilt. Giannis.
Oh, Giannis. Yeah,
Giannis.
Giannis.
Giannis, I know. How you pronounce his last name again?
Antetokounmpo.
Oh man. Oh my God! It's like freakish.
Rondo had huge hands for a guard because Rondo used to always do that.
This is a great shot. Look at this freaking poster, man.
Oh yeah.
Sitting on the building.
Rondo used to always do that thing where he'd
And there's the cars. I love it.
he'd be driving to the hoop and he'd fake behind the back to somebody.
Yeah.
So he'd palm the ball,
Oh no.
fake behind the back to somebody, and then bring it back around and lay it up with his right hand
Without traveling.
without traveling. So like he'd be
Wow.
driving to the hoop.
Yeah.
He's already in motion to go to the hoop. One step he fakes, two step he comes back around and goes up.
For some reason, that triggers the hockey guys that'll look like they're passing the puck and go between their legs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, back here in Denver, 5:31 left here in the third. Kawhi's at the line for foul shot number 2. He missed the first one. He's got 12, 6, and 8, so it's triple-double watch kind of for Kawhi right now. Second free throw for Leonard is good, and it's a 13-point game. Bogdanovich just checked in, as well as Nicholas Batum for the Clippers. No subs for Denver. Why? Why sub anybody if you're Denver right now? They're hot. Here's Christian Brown on the right side. Driving to the hoop. Kicks it back out to Jokic. Jokic one-on-one with Bogdanovic. Trying to get hot scoring now. Throws it up, does Nikola, and it's good. From about 5 feet. Nice move from Jokic on the undersized Bogdanovic. Serbian teammates going head-to-head there. A double-double for Nikola. He's 3 boards away from yet another triple-double. Here's Norm Powell trying to get it to Kawhi. Him and Murray fighting down low. Kawhi has to come back out to the three-point line. He's now going one-on-one with MPJ. Tries to get him up in the air. Can't get the pump fake. Norm Powell now pops a 3. Well short. Rebound. Corrals out to Christian Brown. He's now with a head of steam the other way. Euro step drive. Do they say it's off of Harden? Brown? Do they call a foul? What are they doing? They're saying it's off of Christian Brown. And they're absolutely incensed. Everyone on the bench is telling David Adelman to challenge this thing. Nikola Jokic is yelling at his head coach to challenge it. And they finally will. So we'll have another timeout on the floor. 88-73. Denver's up by 15. We'll be back with the results of the challenge in just a minute. I think that did go off of Brown at the end. Now, the thing is that with the challenges nowadays, even though they didn't call a foul in the possession, they can look back at it and end up calling a foul retroactively on Harden. They may end up doing that here. The ball did go off of Brown last, but they may end up calling a foul on Harden. We'll see. We'll be back in a second here on that 562 Radio Network.
See, I didn't pay attention to anything else other than how he overreacted.
Oh, yeah. They're turning into, like, footballers at this point. They're turning into soccer players where it's just like,
Yeah.
everybody when they're driving, you know who was Harden's really bad at it, but D'Angelo Russell was one of the first guys I remember, like, really, every time he drove to the hoop, if somebody touched him, it couldn't have been here, never got hit in the face, but if somebody touched him, the whiplash.
Oh my
the
God.
fucking whiplash.
Not only.
And it's like, oh my gosh, like they whiplash on everything now. They can not even get touched and they'll whiplash. It's like some weird, like, instinctual thing at this point. You should have seen Rocky earlier. He was up on a 50-foot ladder trying to hit a shot from half court. He almost made it. I have no idea how he did that, honestly. I'd be scared.
Good Lord. Yeah, look at this. Before he even got
He
hit.
definitely fouled.
Before
Oh, yeah.
he even got hit, he
I
was
just
already
got
doing
shot.
it. Oh!
See,
somebody help me!
he got fouled, but the thing is that if they're calling hand as part of the ball, then he hit his hand. All right, back here in Denver, and the results of the challenge, it looks like Denver won it, and James Harden ends up with a foul on his resume because Christian Brown is at the line. So they looked to see both out of bounds and foul, obviously, and it ended up going bad for the Clippers in both ways. Not only do they not get the ball, but Denver ends up at the free throw line. Here's Brown. First free throw, no good. Maybe a little bit of ball don't lie right there. 4:46 left here in the third. Brown, who's seen a huge increase in his role this year from last season to this season. As they show us down on the broadcast right now, 5.1 fast break points per game this season. That leads the NBA. That doesn't seem like a crazy number on paper, and he misses both free throws. So if there's any instance of ball don't lie, it's right there.
Yep.
Here's Kawhi bringing it up the right side. He's one-on-one with Brown. In and out dribble. Kawhi loves those mid-range jumpers. Decides to back down Brown, though. Kicks out to Bogdanovic. 3 ball in the corner. Got it.
Bingo.
And Bogey's been really good here tonight. He's 4 of 6 from the floor and 3 of 4 from 3. Here's Jamal, the Canadian, bringing it up the left side. Gets the screen from Jokic, the switch onto Harden. Now down low to Jokic. Jokic backing down Kawhi. Decides to front face and blocked by Batum at the rim. Jokic wanted a goaltend. It's 3-on-2. Los Angeles coming the other way. Harden decides to take it himself, misses the layup, but Kawhi there for the cleanup. 10-point game. Kawhi steals the inbound pass, saves it. The huge hands of Kawhi. Here's James Harden now. Euro step. Kicks out to Bogdanovic. Fakes the 3. Now back to Harden. Now to Norm Powell in the corner. Norm decides to drive. Scoop layup is good.
Nice.
Could have even gotten the foul call. Instead, he'll just fight through the contact for the bucket. It's an 8-point game. The momentum has kind of swinged a little bit here in the past 2 minutes or so. Here's Brown on the right side. Tries to get it to a ceiling Gordon. Instead has to go to Jokic. Jokic is one-on-one with Harden down low. It's a good mismatch. Kicks it out to Murray. Another 3 for Jamal? Yes, sir. 91-80. Denver up by 11. Still 3:25 left here in this third quarter, and Jamal Murray's up to 30 points.
Wow.
Here's Kawhi. Gets it picked off by Jamal, but he regains possession. Here's Kawhi. Kawhi gets trapped in the corner, has to kick it out to Harden. Now to Batum. Quick pass over to Bogdanovic. Bogey driving to the rack. Kicks it back out to Harden. 3-ball, wide open. Well short. Rebound Jokic. And Jokic just got a friendly push from his Serbian brother. And Murray will bring it up the left side. 3 minutes left here in the third. Russell Westbrook is now out on the floor for the first time in this half after having a vintage Russell Westbrook first half. Here's Aaron Gordon facing up on Bogdanovic in the short corner. Now decides to back him down. He has baseline if he wants. Instead, decides to go center. Shoots it, misses it, but he's fouled. So Aaron Gordon will go to the line for 2. Russ hadn't been in this whole second half, this whole third quarter thus far, even though he was phenomenal in that first half. He had 16 points in that first half, which is something that hasn't happened for Russ in a while. 14 points for Aaron Gordon, who's been undoubtedly the third best player on this Nuggets team in this playoff run, at least up to this point. In the regular season, you can argue it as well. He's averaging around 17 points a game in those first 4 games of this series. Kawhi will check out, and Derrick Jones Jr. will check in. So they sub length for length. Aaron Gordon made the first free throw. The second one from AG is good as well. 13-point lead for the Nuggets. 93-80, 2:40 left here in the third. Harden brings the ball up the floor. Gets the switch onto Murray. A double screen to get that switch. Kicks it over to Bogdanovic. Another 3 for Bogey. Long. Nearly got the bounce. Ball's batted all over the place. Who's it going to be off of? It went out of bounds. The officials look at each other, and they finally call it late. They say it was off of Norm Powell. 2:26 left here in the third. The Clippers are in the bonus. They've been in the bonus since the 5-minute mark, and it hasn't really come into play yet. Here's Jamal on the left side. Moves center. Now drives to the hoop. Floats it with the left hand.
Beautiful.
Can't get the rattle. Rebound, Norm Powell. Quick outlet to Harden. Jamal late to come back on defense. Here's Harden driving to the hoop. Euro step. Floats it out to Derrick Jones Jr. 1 dribble for rhythm. 3-ball. No good. Offensive board, Bogdanovic. Can't get the bucket. Rebound, Westbrook. Here comes Denver the other way with numbers. Russ bringing it up the right side. High dribble for Westbrook. Now decides to back down Bogdanovic. Gets a screen down low from Jokic. Now flips it over to Nikola. Quickly doubled. Over his head, passed it to Watson. Now kicks it back out to Westbrook. Here's Russ. Russ at the free throw line. Jumper. Back iron, no good. Rebound, Harden. Quick outlet to Bogdanovic. The Clippers want to run. In and out dribble. Russ meets him, and he gets fouled. Battling bodies there as we're going back and forth here in Denver. Couple Long Beach kids out there for the Nuggets right now with Peyton Watson and Russell Westbrook on that 562 radio network. You have to mention that every time there's a Long Beach guy, OG, on the frickin' court. You have to mention that
562.
we're on that 562 radio network.
Right, sure. Long Beach is that 562.
It is that 562. It was that 213.
Apparently there's problems.
Russ has blood, I think. They always stop the game whenever there's blood nowadays. Oh, no, they were chatting to each other. That's great. You don't want to mess with Bogdanovic. A double technical. They call it on both Westbrook and Bogdanovic, which is basically null and void. Because Bogey will still be at the line for free throws. First one is good. Westbrook should probably know better, knowing he has a Serbian on his own team. Don't mess with an angry Serbian, and he tried to with Bogdanovic there, and Bogdanovic would have squared up with him if he tried to throw hands. Murray will head to the bench. Michael Porter Jr. will check in for him, and Ivica Zubac will check in for Norm Powell. Second free throw from Bogey is good, so he goes 2 for 2 at the line. It's now an 11-point game. Here's Christian Brown bringing the ball up the left side. Crosses half court, hands it off to MPJ, now to Russ. Russ hands it off to Jokic. He's on the right wing. Back to Harden, hands it off to Westbrook. Gets the screen on the left side. Westbrook now one-on-one with his former teammate Harden on a couple teams. Nearly gets stripped. It goes out of bounds. It's off of Brown, and it'll be Clippers ball. So a turnover for Denver here with 1:17 left here in the third. Here's Harden. Slow and methodical, bringing it up the floor. Now goes up the right side. Gets the screen from Zoo. Zoo rolls. Pops it back out to Batum. Batum pump fake. 3-ball. No good. Nearly an offensive board. It is. Tapped out by Derrick Jones Jr. Now Bogdanovic. Pump fake. Driving baseline. Tried to lay it off to Bogey, but Jokic, a great job stopping Bogdanovic's momentum, and he ends up traveling 2 feet from the basket.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah, just a little pitter-patter there.
I'm surprised they called it.
Yeah. 50, that's rare, it's true.
It's 2025.
I guess it was abrasive enough, right? 57 seconds. Now, if we see a carry, OG, then we'll really be seeing history. They call a travel and a carry in the same game.
Right.
50 seconds left here in this third quarter. Jamal Murray, who's been on one tonight, has 30 points through 3 quarters. Can he add to his tally here to end the third? Here's Jokic, hands it back off to Murray. Murray standing on the 5 in that 5-2-8-0. One-on-one with Harden. Couple jab steps. Shoots a 3 on the left side. Can't get the rattle. Zoo tapped it out, but to a Nuggets player was Brown. Now Westbrook. 3-ball, right wing. Flushed. Money from Russ. Points the 3 at his teammates. And he's been on one tonight. 19 for Russell Westbrook. Very efficient as well. Shooting 3 of 6 from 3. Not a prolific three-point shooter at all, but he's showing it off tonight. 5 seconds separating shot clock and game clock. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Harden on the left side. Looking to get into his offense. ISO ball from Harden. Couple dribbles. Now drives. Gets thrown to the hoop by Christian Brown. I mean, Harden was going to the hoop already, but he basically got launched straight forward by the former Jayhawk, and Harden should be at the line for 2. The Clippers are in the bonus, so he'll definitely be at the line for 2. Try and salvage something for the Clippers in this third quarter. Cut the Denver lead to possibly a dozen. Only 8 points tonight for Harden. It hasn't been an efficient night for James. He didn't have a great game 4 either. Only 15 points in game 4, but he did turn it on in the fourth quarter. And the Clippers will need him to do just that tonight if they stand a chance here in Denver. Harden lining up for the first free throw. And it's good. One of the best free throw shooters in the league. I wouldn't be surprised if he has one of the best free throw shooting percentages in the history of the league.
Really?
Yeah. Always around that 90%, 88, 90%.
So impressive.
And a lefty.
Even more impressive.
Lefties, I feel like lefties are historically good at free throws. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I am and I am good. Tiny was really, I'm sure he was really good.
Goodrich was.
Oh, yeah. But speaking of, wow, we totally just broadcast Jinx James Harden. He missed that second free throw. Here's Brown coming up the right side. 3-ball. Deep one from Brown is good. Leaves the Clippers with a little bit of time. Harden tries to throw a full court chest pass to Zoo. It's intercepted and tapped out by the same guy who just knocked down the 3 from 30 feet on the other side, Christian Brown.
Announcer's jinx.
99-83. Denver, who looked like they were maybe losing a little bit of the momentum going into the fourth quarter, regain all of it with the big 3-ball from the youngest player on the floor. Christian Brown knocks down the 3, extends the Nuggets lead to 16. Heading to the fourth, 99-83. Denver leads here in Game 5 of this Best of 7 series on that 562 Radio Network.
Yeah.
Freaking hell.
Harden. I love it. I know.
Artesia High, I already said that earlier,
Who
too.
else? Who's the other? Think of other.
Freaking Brandon Jennings, my guy. Brandon Jennings, when I was a kid, I wanted to be Brandon Jennings so bad.
Yeah, but he had a couple of years there, man.
It's literally like 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like 2010 to 2012. He was just on one.
God, I know. Why am I not?
Freaking
I have no other lefties in my head. I'm thinking of Chris Bosh, but I don't know about Chris Bosh.
No, Bosch was okay. I
But
mean,
I'm just thinking lefty.
free throw shooter.
No way I'm drawing such a blank on lefties. I mean, the guys,
Nick Van Exel. Nick Van Exel
Oh,
was a really
yeah?
good free throw shooter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Derek
but-
Fisher. Derek Fisher was a
he
really
good?
good free throw shooter.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm trying to think of old guys.
no, but free throw shooters. Well, sure. I mean, I always go to old guys. But Calvin Murphy was the fucking man.
Oh yeah.
Him and Barry would always fight for. I mean, Barry would usually win, but
For the title.
Calvin Murphy was always around 90% too.
He doesn't get talked enough about, but what I realized the other day, because I'm going to do one of these Warriors Rockets games
Yeah.
here soon, is that he does. I don't think he does the color, but he does pre or post for the Rockets,
Oh,
which I didn't even know because you never hear anyone talk about Calvin Murphy ever for anything, which is hilarious. But because he was freaking good in the '70s.
oh. He's not in Hall of Fame. He might be.
The basketball one they let everybody in, so he should
you
be.
said that before.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He was only an All-Star one time
Really? He's only an All-Star once, and he gets into the Hall of Fame.
in 13 years. Yeah, but they don't. His numbers were.
Unbelievable.
The only time he was an All-Star was 78, 79. That wasn't even his best season.
Wow.
In 77, 78, he averaged 26 a game,
Oh, that's outstanding.
and that was his best year.
Check these out. These are the other. You know how I just had that picture,
Yeah.
right? This is the best one.
Oh my
co-
God.
the
Oh, on
Kobe
top of the
one's the best
Staples
one.
one. Yeah.
Because the crowd and the Magic one's pretty cool.
Oh, well, that's
too.
pretty cool.
Look at the Magic one.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
I know. Yeah, I thought so. I'm gonna keep the page open and take a closer look at it later. All right, buddy.
Thank you, OG, for the
Keep it going, kids.
side piece. We're back here in the third. OG is out.
Maybe I'll do it for real sometime.
Yeah, he's got to go to bed. He's OG.
Oh, dude,
Here's here's Michael Porter Jr. on the right side as we start off the fourth quarter with a 3-ball from MPJ, and it's money. 19-point lead for Denver, their biggest lead of the game. And it was close for a while, and now the Nuggets are really starting to run it here at home. Here's Kawhi on the left side trying to create space on Gordon. Gets a double screen from Bogey and Zoo. Bogey decides to pop, kicks it up to Derrick Jones Jr. 3-ball in the corner is good. And DJJ is up to 7 points. That was his first 3 of the game, though. Out there on the floor for the Nuggets, as we're just underway here in this fourth. Jamal Murray, DeAndre Jordan, Russell Westbrook, Michael Porter Jr., and Aaron Gordon. Here's DeAndre, lobs it down low to MPJ, got it in the foul. MPJ was clipped on the heels going up for the lob. Great pass there from the former Clipper DeAndre Jordan. Of course, was in his heyday in Lob City with the Clippers, but has been on the Nuggets for a minute now and is finding some playoff action with the depth of Denver just really being tested here with injuries and such. The veteran presence of Jordan is much needed, and it was shown off there. The free throw from MPJ to convert the three-point play is good, and Porter Jr. is now up to 13 points. 14, excuse me. They were waiting for a second to update that on ESPN. Here's Kawhi on the left side. Kawhi still around half court with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Nearly gets picked by Gordon. He does. Kawhi falls on the floor. The ball's being kicked all over the place like a pinball, and Bogdanovich comes up with it. He has to shoot it before the shot clock expires. He missed it, but Zubac was the only one down low to get the board. Second chance for the Clippers. Here's Kawhi in the short corner, backing down Gordon. Now decides to face up, shoot a jumper, no good. Zoo, it's tapped out of bounds. Who's it off of? They say Murray. Murray looking over at his coaching staff like, hey, maybe you want to challenge it, maybe. But with a 19-point lead, David Adelman will keep that challenge in his back pocket. Batum will inbound it to Big Zoo. Zoo now decides to drive, bodies DeAndre Jordan. Beautiful jump hook from Zubac. And maybe 2015 DeAndre Jordan would have stood a chance there, but 2025 DeAndre just outclassed by the younger Zubac. Here's Jamal Murray, 3-ball, got it to go off a screen from DeAndre Jordan. Jamal is up to 33 on 13 of 20 shooting, 7 3-balls for Jamal. Here's Zoo, kicks it out to Kawhi, pump fakes the 3 in the corner, now decides to drive, jump hook, fouled by MPJ, and he'll go to the line for 2. Jamal Murray is a little hobbled up, though. Jamal Murray in a crouch on the baseline. He's grabbing that left side groin, maybe hitting the lowers. Ooh, no, he rolled that left ankle. Jamal Murray rolled that left ankle as he came down on his teammate Aaron Gordon's foot. Oh, man. Despite a 20-point lead, Jamal's grimacing. He's fighting through it. Despite a 20-point lead, no Nuggets fan wants to see that. For a guy here today in Jamal Murray who has just been phenomenal. Kawhi missed that first free throw. James Harden will check back in for Batum. Jamal really trying to massage that ankle, staying at a crouch. You can tell he's in a lot of pain, but he told David Adelman, don't sub me out. The second free throw from Leonard is no good. He goes 0 for 2 at the line, and the lead remains 20. 9:50 left here in the fourth. Jamal brings the ball up the floor, finds Russ on a roll. Bank shot from Russ, money. It's open, and it's good from Russell Westbrook. The second such bank shot from mid-range for the former MVP. 21 for Russ. Here's Harden. Picks up his dribble early, now gets it to Kawhi. Kawhi driving, pushes off on Gordon, gets the rattle on the mid-range jumper. 110-90. Kawhi's up to 17. 17, 8, 9 for Kawhi. Here's Jamal Murray. Foul by Russell Westbrook. They call an illegal screen. Derrick Jones Jr. fell to the floor, and he's grabbing that right knee. Grimacing a good amount is Derrick Jones Jr. As we see it here, and it almost, it looked like Derrick Jones' knee just kind of buckled as he tried to go around the Russell Westbrook screen, and he's trying to walk it off. He has a whole sleeve on that right leg. But that didn't save him from any pain there, that's for sure. There was no bonking of knees, as Derrick Jones Jr. is going to get subbed out. Chris Dunn's going to come in for him, and you just hope that it was a tweak and just maybe a shock to the system rather than anything serious, because DJJ is a crucial piece off the bench for this Clippers squad. And he's almost certainly going to head straight back to the locker room. They're just having a hard time getting him to the bench. We're back to action, but Derrick is limping, heveling that leg seriously, walking on the sideline. Here's Harden driving, blocked in midair by DeAndre Jordan. Here's Jamal Murray in transition. Slam dunk. Jamal soars and screams to the crowd. Denver up by 22. 8:58 left here in the fourth. Ty Lue calls a timeout. It's a mauling here in Denver. The altitude getting to the Clippers. 112-90. 8:58 left here in this fourth quarter. Game 5 of this best-of-7 series between the Clippers and the Nuggets. Denver on top on that 562 radio network. Ring ding dong, ring a ding 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 dong. Wow, the Angels. This is why I'm so glad I didn't get invested, because the Angels, this is baseball talk on that 562 radio network. The Angels were teasing every fan. Oh, whoa, we actually got off to a hard start. We've won our first 4 series. Da 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 da. I swear, I feel like we've lost like 20 in a row. I feel like we are not winning. I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm so glad I haven't become invested yet. I'm not becoming invested until after the basketball season. We're 12-16 now. I swear we were like 11-10. They just lost to the Mariners today. Got swept by the Twins. Okay, so the last game we won was on last Thursday. And it was 4-3 against the Pirates. I remember that because Neto went off. Okay. So, we started off the year winning 1 series, 2 series, 3 series, 4 series. We won 4 series in a row, and then Houston. And of course it would end when we go to Houston. Houston won the series. Then Texas swept us. Then we won the series against the Giants. Sorry, KJY. Then we lost the series to the Pirates. We got swept by the Twins. And now we just lost to the Mariners. And this is a 2-game series. So this is fricked. Basically is what I'm saying. This is fricked. Angels suck. Because of course we do. Because we're the frickin' Angels. Artie, sell the team. Please sell the team. Artie Moreno. This is an absolute blowout now. Crazier things have happened, though. That's for sure. Yeah. Crazier things have happened. I should be back tomorrow night for T-Wolves Lakers. Because of course, right? Because of course I will be. Because I'm a maniac. Just want to get my heart broken tomorrow. But it'll help the pain if the Lakers lose, me calling the game. Because it's like a distraction. You know what I'm saying? It's a distraction for real. Back here in the Mile High City, 3 minutes down here in this fourth quarter. Jamal Murray remains in the game despite rolling that ankle. And he's walking around rather fine. Here's Bogdanovich, gets it to Zoo. Now hands it off to Kawhi. Kawhi at the top of the key, gets it to Dunn. Dunn pump fakes and drives. Right-handed floater, good. Chris Dunn has just been great tonight on both ends of the floor. He's always really good defensively. But he's got 15 points here tonight on 6 of 7 shooting. Dunn just got crossed over right there by Murray, though. Kicks it out to MPJ. 3-ball in the corner. That's short. Rebound, Big Zoo. Outlet to Bogdanovich. Has to watch MPJ behind him. Now he gets it to Harden. Harden on the left side. Harden shaking and baking on Michael Porter. Gets it down to Zoo. Zoo backing down Jordan. Decides to go center. Jump hook from Zoo. No good. Rebound DeAndre. They call a foul. It's late. But Zoo will find himself at the line for 2. Zubac's only 3 rebounds. He's got 18 points. He's been very efficient. 7-11 from the floor. Or he's got 17 points, excuse me. If he makes this as 18, there you go. I was just prophesizing. 18 points for Zoo. But he's only got 3 rebounds. This guy averaged 13 rebounds a game in the regular season. And I to be honest, I can't, watching this in live time, I can't really put a finger on it as to why he only has 3 rebounds. The second free throw from Zoo is short. Rebound DeAndre Jordan. Gets it to Jamal Murray. Jamal, spin moved across the timeline. Dunn giving him no room to breathe. Behind the back pass to Russ. Russ is in that spot where he's made a couple bank shots. Decides to bring it back out instead. To Aaron Gordon. Gordon in the short corner. Looking to drive on Norm Powell. Decides to shoot a turnaround jumper instead. Can't get the rattle. Rebound Zoo. So speaking of boards, Zoo finally gets another one. He's up to 4 now. I'm sure by the end of the game, he'll somehow end up with 12. Here's James Harden shaking and baking outside. Drives to the hoop. Lays it off to Zoo. Another jump hook for Zubats, and he's up to 20. 112-95. The game isn't over with 7:30 left here in the fourth. We've seen crazier runs here in the NBA, here in these playoffs. Here's Aaron Gordon on the left side. Going one-on-one with Harden. Gordon looking to shake and bake on James. Drives to the hoop. Bank shot. Got the rattle. Great ISO possession from Aaron Gordon. Puts the Nuggets back up by 19. Nikola Jokic and Christian Brown ready to check back into the game. Jamal Murray steals it, and he's fouled by Norm Powell. Body on body there as Jamal was trying to go behind the back around Powell in transition. They ended up just running into each other. Nikola will check back into the game along with Christian Brown. DeAndre checks out, and so does MPJ. Derrick Jones Jr. is back on the bench after having been in the locker room, but he is still in a lot of pain. I'd be very surprised to see DJJ check back in here. Here's Russ on the right side. You can tell he's trying to get into some offense because he's not showing much aggressiveness right now. He's on the left side. He gets over to Jamal on the right side. A 3-ball for Murray. No good. He was leaning right and went back iron. Rebound Harden. Here's James. James Harden. One-on-one with Brown. Top of the key. Gets it over to Kawhi. Kawhi decides to pop a 3 on the left wing. Cans it. 20 for Kawhi now. So the leading scorers for the Clippers, Kawhi and Zubats, with 20 apiece. Aaron Gordon bringing the ball up the floor. Gets it over to Jokic. Now to Westbrook. Westbrook is on the left elbow. Tried to lob it down low to Jokic, and Dunn intercepts it. Here's Norm Powell coming the other way. It's a 3-on-3. Norm behind the back. In and out dribble. Gets it down low to Zoo. Jump hook for Zubac is good. Timeout Denver. The lead was once 20. 22, I think, even. It's now down to 14. 6:18 left here in the fourth. David Adelman calls a timeout. 114-100 here in Denver. The Nuggets leading by 14 here in Game 5 on that 562 radio network. It's never over. It's never over. Dude, rice cake sandwich. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like a rice cake sandwich, for real. I know it sounds absolutely disgusting, but if you just put the right stuff in it, it's freaking good as frick, huh? It's really good. I'm doing double duty, and I'm going to try and get... Whoa, pause. Double duty, you said duty. Yeah. I'm going to try and do... the lineup should be the same for the Lakers and the T-Wolves tomorrow night. If there's something different, that would just be insane. JJ's going to play the... JJ plays the whole starting, or the same 5 for the second half of that game in Minnesota, of Game 5. And watch tomorrow he'll come out with like a whole new lineup or something because he's freaking out because he's a rookie head coach. I don't think so. I don't think that'll happen. So yeah, that should be a pretty easy. I'll try and get new pictures. Let's see. Let's see if we can get something. Whoops. Live preparations. I want to see if I can get a picture with both of them. Well, that's a good picture. He's kind of like in the foreground, though. That's a good picture, too. Shout out DJ Quake for being the GOAT. Even though he's blood. You know what I'm saying? Music is music, huh? Because Cuz had that song stuck in my head all day. Hasn't stopped. Can you work that? Can you work that? Can you work that? Can you? I can work. Bow, bow. See if I can find a better picture. I don't know if I'll be able to. That's a pretty good picture, though. All right, back here in Denver, 114-100. LA making a bit of a run. Nearly halfway through this fourth quarter. Here's Murray. Murray with Dunn on him, kicks that to Westbrook. Westbrook's in the corner. Zubac is on him. Westbrook decides to take a step in front of the three-point line and misses it errantly. Rebound Leonard. Here's Kawhi with a head of steam the other way. Kawhi picks up his dribble, wanted to get it down to Zoo, but Zoo didn't have good positioning. Dunn now finally gets it down to Zoo. Zoo gets doubled by Westbrook and Jamal. Gets it over to Leonard. They call a foul on Christian Brown. He was trying to intercept the ball and just ran straight into Kawhi. That's Brown's fourth foul, so that'll be something to monitor here down the stretch, for sure. 5:41 left here in this fourth. This has been a great series thus far, as James Harden drives to the rack and scores with his left hand. It's a 12-point game. It would just be uncharacteristic, wouldn't it? The way this series has gone for it to end up being a blowout in the box scores. Chris Dunn strips Christian Brown, but he ends up regaining possession. Here's Jamal coming down the lane. Left-handed layup. Good. It's getting hectic. That's for sure. It's getting hectic here in Denver. But it just would not have been fitting for it to be a blowout for Denver here in Game 5. This series has been close every step of the way. Here's Zoo. Down low on Jokic. Bodies him. Jump hook. Another good one for Ivica Zubac. 24 on 10 of 14 shooting for the Clipper big man. Westbrook brings the ball up the floor. Jokic and Harden literally bouncing off each other going up the floor. Here's Westbrook on the left elbow. Kicks out to Murray. He's wide open for three. He missed it for an iron. Wow, the Clippers are lucky. Rebound Harden. Here's James on the left side. Crosses over. Gets it to Kawhi. Transition three for Leonard. For an iron. No good. Zoo with the back tap. And Big Zoo is everywhere on the floor right now. An offensive board and a putback for Zubac. He's up to 26 and 5 boards. It's a 10-point game. 4:20 left here in the fourth in the Mile High City. It's a foul by Big Zoo. And every time we hear 4:20 here on that 562 radio network, it's brought to you by KPT Personal Training. Steve Ballmer courtside is elated right now as his team is showing some serious fight here tonight. I mean, this game is not over by any means. Here's Christian Brown inbounding it to Jokic. Russ will check out, and MPJ will check in. Nice pass down low by Jokic to Gordon, but it was blocked by Leonard and out of bounds on Aaron Gordon. The claw coming out of nowhere to make that play on the baseline. And here comes LA the other way. Harden crosses the timeline. Nice pass down low to Zoo. Zoo one-on-one with Gordon. Throws it up. He gets fouled. Man, Zoo really wanted the and one there. He's annoyed with himself that he couldn't get the layup to go, but he'll go to the line for two to try and bring his tally to 27, possibly 28. He's been the guy keeping the Clippers in this game tonight. He's been averaging 19 in this series, always efficient as Ivica Zubac, but he's put it up a level here tonight. Knocks down that first free throw. The Nuggets crowd now there's definitely some tension in the arena now. They can feel that the momentum is firmly in Los Angeles' hands. Both the Nuggets and the Denver faithful. Zubac misses the second free throw, though. It's a 17-4 run for the Clips. Under 4 minutes left here in the fourth and final frame. 116-107 Denver leads here in Game 5. Tried to get Jokic on a roll. Thankfully, Dunn hit it out of bounds, because otherwise that would have been a turnover on Jamal Murray. And Chris Dunn has been all over the place tonight on both sides of the floor. He's such a pest on defense. But as we said, he's really shown off here offensively tonight as well. Murray finally gets it inbounds. Man, that was nearly a 5-second call. And they call a foul on Harden on the rip through by Jokic. This mismatch has been happening all night between Harden and Jokic. And Jokic, he only has 13 points. I mean, he's 4 of 13 from the floor. So even though they've gotten that switch on to Harden plenty, it's not like it's paid off with points for Nikola. And Harden is just straight up guarding Jokic at this point. It's not off of switches or anything. Harden's man is Nikola Jokic. Here's Gordon diving and driving, gets the layup. Leads back up to 11 for Denver. Here's Harden, outlets it to Powell. Powell hasn't scored in a minute now. Turns it over. Murray comes up with it. It's a 2-on-1. They call a foul. I think it's going to be a clear path. I think it's going to be a clear path foul, maybe on Norman Powell. Rhyming accidentally here on that 560 radio network. Get ready for the hip-hop show starting at 4:20. No, I'm joking. But that should be a clear path foul, or they're going to call it a transition take foul. What's the difference is what I'm trying to say. Regardless, Murray will be at the line. And Denver finds himself in the bonus now. Here's what is essentially the technical free throw from Jamal, who's got 37 on the night, 7 threes on his tally. The free throw from Murray rattles home. 38 for Jamal. 12-point lead for the Nuggets. Everyone getting set up now after the technical foul. Or what was essentially the technical foul. Here's Gordon bringing it up the right side. Hands it off to Murray. Murray driving to the hoop. Stutter step. Turnaround jumper from 8. Money for Murray again. He's got 40. Timeout, LA. Just unconscious. Jamal Murray, he has the potential to do this every night, but man, when he does it, it's just so special to watch. One of the best shot creators in the league when he's on his P's and Q's. 121-107. 3:17 left here in the fourth, here in Game 5. Denver up by 14 on that 562 radio network. Can you work with that? Can you work with that? Can you work with that? I can work with that. Back here in Denver, and Jamal Murray has just crossed that 40-point threshold. He now holds the Nuggets record for most 40-plus point games in playoff history. He passes his teammate, Nikola Jokic. He's got 6 such games in his playoff career. Jamal Murray, that is. Jokic with 5, and the great Alex English with 4. Here's Norm Powell, top of the key. Decides to drive. Splits the defense. Right-handed layup, no good, and it has not been Powell's night. He's 5 of 12 from the floor, but has done hardly anything here in the second half. Under 3 minutes left here in this fourth quarter. Denver can really put the clamps on LA now if they score here. Jamal going one-on-one with Bogdanovic. Gets the screen from Jokic and the switch onto Harden. He picked up his dribble, though. Now to Aaron Gordon. 3-ball. Money. Aaron Gordon, a clutch 3. He's now up to 23 on the game. It's been a quiet 23 from Aaron Gordon, but he finds his way to get his numbers. 7 in this quarter for AG. Timeout on the floor, LA. And I don't know if that's the white towel, the white flag. I combined 2 terms right there between the white flag and throwing in the towel. It's the white towel. I just coined a new phrase here on that 562 radio network. Ty Lue calls a timeout. I think he's throwing it in. 2:35 left here in the fourth quarter. We'll see when we get back. 124-107. Denver up here on that 562 radio network. Yeah, I think he's calling it. Which is, 17 points with 2:35. I guess it's so crazy because that's today's NBA, but it feels comebackable. Like let's say you score three straight possessions, you get 3 straight stops. Like that's a, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's kind of comebackable. I guess his analytics guys are probably, or maybe Ty. Ty doesn't. Ty's a great head coach. He knows when the game's over probably, but, It's lit. Oh, yeah, they're showing it on the ESPN screen right now. It's freaking, they're subbing everybody out. So that's the game. That's the game. .235 left here in the fourth, and Tyronn Lue has thrown in the towel. All the starters off for Los Angeles. All the guys who don't get much playing time at all in there for the Clippers. That's Jordan Miller. That's Kobe Brown. That's Drew Eubanks. That's Cam Christie. Bogdanovic, the only regular in there in the lineup right now for the Clippers. He has the ball on the right side. Crosses it over to Brown. Brown now hands it straight back off to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic sees a cutting Miller, who misses the layup. Rebound Jamal Murray. Surprisingly, the starters are still out there for Denver. I wouldn't be surprised as Murray shoots a transition 3 and cans it unbelievable from Jamal Murray. Did not stop the bleeding whatsoever. Did not take the foot off the gas pedal. If anything, he was really feeling himself on that possession. Just went from one side of the floor to the other, pulled up from 30 and canned it. Bogdanović misses the three, rebound Jokic, and now all the bench guys are getting ready to come in for Denver. They'll call a timeout. This game is over. 1:56 left here in the fourth. The Nuggets are up by 20. It was a little bit of a scare. The Clippers showed some fight, but Denver able to hold on here in the Mile High City behind Jamal Murray's 43 points. We'll be back to close it out in just a second. A little less than 2 minutes left here in this fourth. Denver up by 20 here on that 562 Radio Network. Can you work with that? Can you work with that? Can you work with that? I can work with that. Another triple-double for Jokic. It's one of the ugliest triple-doubles you'll ever see. 13, 12, and 10. But it freaking counts, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Not I guess, it does. What am I talking about? Ring, ding, dong. Ring a ding 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 dong. Back here in Denver to close it out. And Nikola Jokic is now solely in third place for most triple-doubles in playoff history. He's got 21. Still first place on that list. Magic Johnson. He's got 30 postseason triple-doubles. 3-ball from Zeke Naji is no good, but I think he got fouled. Man, so Naji will go to the line for 3. As all the bench guys are now out for David Adelman's Nuggets. Vlatko's out there. Naji's out there. Jalen Pickett. Looks like Julian Strother's out there. Free throw from Naji is good. Who else is out there? Hunter Tyson's out there. All the guys who don't get much playing time will be able to play these final minute 35 here in front of the home crowd. Second one from Naji is good. As the Clippers will look to regroup now. They'll go down 3-2 in the series, but they'll head back to L.A., where they should have won both games. Naji goes 2 for 3 at the line. Of course, if it wasn't for that heartbreaker that Aaron Gordon injected into them a couple nights ago in L.A., they would have won both games, and they would have been up 3-1 here in Denver. Instead, they'll go back to LA down 3-2. Jordan Miller just made a layup. Here's Jalen Pickett. Gets picked off. Eubanks comes up with it. Gets it ahead to Bogdanović. Bogdanović transition 3 on the right wing. Money. And Bogey's had himself a really good night. I mean, that's a garbage bucket there. But Bogey, 18 points here for Bogdanović. Here's Strother. Hands it off to Konkar. Now to Pickett. Pickett hands it off to Tyson. Tyson, a couple jab steps. He's got 6 seconds on the shot clock. He drives. Little shot from Tyson is good. Hunter Tyson getting on the board here for the Nuggets. As we're at the 42nd mark here of this fourth quarter. Here's Kobe Brown. 3-ball. Money. So the bench guys getting some run here and knocking down some shots. Jalen Pickett will bring it up the other side of the floor. We'll see if they decide to hatch it. Pickett goes ahead and camps out on that left side, and he'll hatch it. I'm sure the Clippers will return the favor. 131, 115. Unless the Clippers decide to be petty. And it looks like they are going to decide to be petty. Bogdanović is going to get it in, and Bogey's definitely going to get a shot up. Now, here he goes. Gets it to Christie. Christie down low to Eubanks. Back out to Brown. Now to Miller. Miller drives. Left-handed finger rolls an air ball. It goes out of bounds. It's blocked by Najee. And with 2 seconds left, the Clippers will inbound the ball. We'll see if they decide to try and get a shot off just for good measure. And then we'll call it a final. Because it's not a final. You can't call it a final till it's a final, right? Because who knows, the score could change. Here's Eubanks. 1 second left. Passes it to Miller. They don't get a shot off. That's the game. 131-115. Denver at home. Despite, I mean, it's crazy. It's a triple-double from Jokic. But a mediocre performance from Jokic, by his terms, at least. By his, how would I say it? By his play. I mean, he's one of the best players in the league. 13, 12, and 10 for Jokic. They still win by 16. And that's thanks majorly, in part, to Jamal Murray. 43 points on 17 of 26 shooting for Jamal. The Nuggets had a better field goal percentage. They had a better three-point percentage. The Nuggets just outplayed LA in every facet tonight. 51.5% from three as a team, the Nuggets tonight. They win 131-115. Ivica Zubac's 27 points will be for nothing. That's how it works in the NBA sometimes. LA will regroup. These two teams will head back to Inglewood, as that next game will be on the 1st, January, February, March, April, May. The first day of May, here in a couple days, in Inglewood at the Intuit Dome, where Denver can close it out. LA, of course, will try and do the exact opposite and keep this series alive. Try and push it to 7. Right now, we await Game 6. Denver wins. They're up 3-2 in the series as they go back to LA. 131-115. Jamal Murray, player of the game, 43 points. Unbelievable. That's a final here in Denver. The Nuggets win by 16 here on their home floor. We'll be back tomorrow night for Game 5 between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves in LA. For now, we're done. 562 Radio Network going off the air. Not for good, just for a minute. Or 24 hours, basically. A little less. We'll be back tomorrow night. That's a final here in Denver. Once again, 131-115. The Nuggets win. Game 5 here of this best-of-7 series. They go up 3-2 in the series. For everybody here, the crickets chirping in the back. The birds who are building a nest in my backyard. I'm Noah Daigle, reminding all of you that the marathon continues. Good night, everybody.